combining index laws. So in the previous videos, we were looking at the zero power law, the index law 3, but also index law 1 and 2 will pop its head in these. So they start getting more exciting the more you go along and the more index laws you learn. So let's go through example A now. So we've got x squared all cubed times x cubed all to the 5. Let's get rid of those brackets first. So let's assess the brackets that are just underlined in green. So what would that go to? Well, we know through our third index law that if there's brackets to the power of, then we can multiply the indices. So we've got rid of that bracket. Let's do the same thing for the bracket over here. So our final answer now is going to be x to the 6 times x to the 15. Can we go any further than that? Yes, we can add the indices. So this becomes x to the 21. So we've got the third law here, and then we've got the first law here. See how we're combining these index laws. Let's move on to B. So let's get rid of that bracket on the top. So I'll draw an arrow to that. We've got m to the 3 all to the power of 4. So let's make that m to the 3 times 4. And on the bottom, we just keep m to the 7. Let's simplify. And then we notice that this looks like index law 2. We subtract 1 away from the other. So overall, we get m to the power of 5. And that's our final answer. So, just waiting for it to sync up. There we go. So, we used the third index law here. And then we used the second index law here. Let's move on to C. So, we've got this numerator here, and we could simplify that. We could bring the terms together. We have a 4 and a 3. So let's make that 12 times 5, and let's bring those indices together, x to the 5, all on 6x to the 5. Let's simplify top and bottom. 12 and 6 becomes 2 on 1, and you can just write it like that if you so wish, and x to the 5 minus 5 is indeed x to the 0. Now we know x to the 0 is the same as saying 1, so let's just write it in as 2. And that's our final answer. A bit surprising, that one, isn't it? All those x's disappear and the answer is just 2. Let's go on to your turns below. So have a crack at these, pause the video and we'll go through the answers in a tick. Okay, so we're going to go through the answers now. So what we have, you should have y12 times y6 as your first line of working. Get a mark for that, and then y to the 18 as your final answer. The next one, we use the third index law, t to the 8 on t cubed, and then we use our second index law to make that t to the 5. So there we go. The very last one, we've got 5 times 2 is 10, m squared times m to the 4 is m6. On the bottom, 10m5. The 10's cancel, and we've got m to the power of 1, which we express simply as m. Okay, so hopefully you got those answers there. And yeah, you need to show some working. I'd really recommend at least 2 steps in that one. It's so easy to make a little mistake here and there. And that's us done for combining index laws up to and including the third power law and the zero power law.